Jo Leute, was geht ab? Mike here. And in this video I wanna tell you about the experience I had yesterday, in which I had a pretty strong flashback because I smoked some weed and saw people committing suicide. Today I microdosed a little bit of LSD and went through my day. And in the evening, I'm right now in the Netherlands. And in the evening, I went to a friend, and she was living like 20 minutes bicycle ride away, like everything here is bicycle, so going there, everything was easy. And when I left, I intended to smoke some weed, being very aware that I took some LSD and probably the LSD is still working. And for me, I know that LSD and weed is like very strongly enhancing each other. And with that knowledge, I smoked some weed of, I don't know, a G13 haze, something like very proper sativa, good strain, pretty expensive weed, very high, and went on the bicycle. And then after a couple minutes, bam, I felt it so fucking strongly. It was pretty amazing. I was just driving through this enormous, huge park, and it was like I'm in this. When you play like a newer video game where you have these race cars and you drive, and the whole vision becomes like blurry and like gets soaked in. It was kind of for me the case when I was driving bicycle, that I got like so deeply sucked into the driving. It was pretty amazing. It felt like a game, pretty much. It felt like I have some sort of nitro speed, like something that's enhancing my bicycle acceleration and speed by a lot. So I was driving through the park, and then I reached the street, and then I realized, fuck, I'm driving a bicycle in the middle of the night without lights. So there are not many cars, but there are cars and there are other bicycles, so I got a little bit like, fuck, this is challenging. So I actually pretty much enjoyed it. It was for me like being in a video game, like in GTA, just driving around, trying not to get hit by a car. And that's what I did. And I was driving till I finally arrived home, and I was by then like already quite exhausted. My legs, I was driving bicycle a lot today. These days, so my legs were already like quite hurting, sore muscles and shit. But since I smoked weed, I thought it would be pretty cool to get a Kit Kat, to eat something sweet. I mean, I had berries at home, really good berries. But I thought, since I'm already in this panic mode where I try to not get hit by a car, I came up with the glorious idea to see how deep I can dive into this feeling of being a bit frightened. So in my head, I was somehow quite aware that we need to experience the negative side to what we don't want, to enjoy what we want. So I had this in my mind that I want to go to get a Kit Kat, and made this like the most terrifying adventure possible for me, intentionally, so that when I get home, I just can feel that sort of relief of having made it. Fuck. And do the night job, it's like a drive for like 7 minutes, I guess, on the street in the middle of the night. Not many lights, not that many cars. There were some drunkish people making weird drunkish stuff. And so I made myself on the way, and I got so much into this panic mode on purpose. I just wanted to experience that. And at the same time, it was so fucking scary that after like 1 minute of driving, not even 1 minute, I turned around and like, fuck, I couldn't do it. And I felt like I set this as my goal and it didn't feel good to abandon it. So I turned around and started driving again. And 2 minutes later, I turned around again. And then I started driving again, and I felt like a little bit like, since I have no light, that the police is chasing me and people are looking and people are hostile and evil, and I was just like in my mode that I have to go there, go to the Kit Kat store and get like to the night shop and get some fucking Kit Kat. And I felt a little bit like in Fear and Laughing in Las Vegas, and then I arrived at the Kit Kat store and I was just like going in there, and like, you notice when people that are tripping balls in movies going into a store where you're like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my god, I have a mission, I need a fucking Kit Kat. And I will nobody let get in the way of it. And so I went in the store. It was pretty weird. Like, there was this big line, like people waiting to buy their beer and shit. And you know, you have to hold distance because of Corona, and I had no idea what distance is actually. Like, is it 1 meter? Is it 2 meter? I don't fucking know. I don't have a thingy to measure it with me. So I already had the impression that people looking weird or feeling intimidated by me. And I'm fucking aware that this is just my own perception, and I'm shaping my perception while I'm doing this. And that's why I was fucking scared and frightened, but at the same time I kinda enjoyed it. It was pretty playful. And so I got my fucking Kit Kat. And I went out the store. I was like, fuck yeah. And I went to my bike, and then there was this retarded guy driving this super expensive car with like much too fast, with fucking loud music, almost hitting people on the bicycle, like making a around the turn. And there's like something you don't do here because there are so many people on bicycles and shit. So yeah, probably guys from New Kids. And to me, it felt like this is like a fucking gang, and they're going around literally shooting somebody. And then the next car came, and I thought the guy had hit the bicycle, and I already saw it in my inner vision how the bicycle driver gets hit, and it's fucking crazy. And I was just like, you know, since I know I'd created it, it was like in a movie, you know, when you're playing a video game and you just go on your mission and shit is happening on your way and you don't get bothered, but you still see it and get influenced, and it's still doing stuff with you, kind of like that it was. And then I was driving on the road, and I saw people sitting on the window shelf, and it looked like they're committing fucking suicide. Yeah, it really looked like when I'm driving by, when it seemed to me like this guy's jumping down there. And I was driving and still afraid that the police is chasing me and that I get hit by a car, and people jumping off buildings and getting hit by cars. I was driving home and I made it. I fucking made it. And I went home and went upstairs and wanted to record this video, but I was still so fucking frightened, and that it just took me some time to come back to normal, kinda. I actually got a Kit Kat and a beer, and I rarely drink beer actually, like really rarely. So I opened the beer, the Kit Kat, and was about to celebrate my victory by smoking a little bit more weed. It felt really good to be finally at home after some time. And today I realized the beer was still standing around, like I opened it without even drinking one sip. So yeah. And yeah, long story short, I realized how we shape our reality with our perception. And I played with it, and I also enhanced my belief that we kind of need to go through emotions, from like feeling depression to sadness to anger to acceptance to enthusiasm to joy to love to whatever. Just this cycle of life that's kind of infinite and playful, where we go into this fucking state of being frightened as fuck, just to feel the relief of being finally home and finally having a fucking Kit Kat. And that's it with this video, and see you guys next time. Leave me a comment, a like, subscribe, bell button. See you guys.